In the beginning, the spark of life. It all started in a primordial soup, a mixture of organic compounds that eventually gave rise to the first living organisms. This was the dawn of life on Earth, a moment that set the stage for everything that would follow. Life on Earth began billions of years ago. The planet was young, its surface was volatile, and the atmosphere was filled with gases that would be toxic to us today. Yet, in this harsh environment, the first signs of life began to emerge. It started simply. Single-celled organisms were the first forms of life. These microscopic entities were incredibly basic, lacking the complex structures we see in modern life forms. They were the pioneers of life, the first to harness the energy needed to grow and reproduce. These tiny organisms were very basic. They had no nucleus, no specialized organelles, just a simple cell membrane and some genetic material. Yet they were incredibly resilient, able to survive in the most extreme conditions. They lived in the oceans. The vast, nutrient-rich waters provided the perfect environment for these early life forms to thrive. Over time, they began to diversify, adapting to different niches within their aquatic world. Over millions of years, they changed. They evolved. From these simple beginnings, life began to grow more complex. Single-celled organisms gave rise to multi-celled organisms, each new generation building on the adaptations of the last. The Earth was a very different place then. The atmosphere was different. It was rich in methane, ammonia, and other gases that would be deadly to us today. But for these early life forms, it was a paradise, a world ripe with opportunities for growth and evolution. The continents were in different places. The land masses we know today were still forming, shifting and colliding in a slow dance that would eventually shape the world as we know it. This constant movement created new environments and challenges for life to adapt to, but life found a way to survive. In the boiling hot springs, the freezing polar ice caps and the deepest ocean trenches, life persisted. These early organisms were incredibly adaptable, able to thrive in conditions that would be unimaginable to us. And not just survive, but thrive. They multiplied and spread, filling every available niche in their environment. This proliferation of life set the stage for the incredible diversity we see today. These early organisms were our very distant ancestors. Every living thing on Earth today can trace its lineage back to these simple, single-celled organisms. They were the foundation upon which all complex life was built. They were the starting point of an incredible journey. A journey that would see life evolve from simple cells to complex organisms, from the oceans to the land, and eventually to the skies. This journey ultimately led to us humans. We are the product of billions of years of evolution, a testament to the power of adaptation and survival. Our story is intertwined with the story of life itself. Life is a story of change and adaptation. From the first spark of life to the incredible diversity we see today, evolution has been the driving force behind the development of life on Earth. And the story of human evolution is one of the most fascinating chapters. It is a tale of survival, adaptation, and innovation, a journey that has taken us from the depths of the oceans to the far reaches of space. The spark of life that began billions of years ago continues to burn brightly in each of us. Life finds its feet, from single cells to complex creatures. The story of life on Earth is a tale of incredible transformation and adaptation. It all began with the simplest forms of life, single-celled organisms, which over billions of years evolved into the vast array of complex creatures we see today. Over time, single-celled organisms became more complex. They grouped together, forming colonies that worked in unison. This cooperation marked the beginning of multicellular life. These early multicellular organisms were the pioneers of a new era in the history of life on Earth. This was a major step in evolution. The transition from single-celled to multicellular life allowed for greater specialization and complexity. Cells could now take on specific roles, leading to the development of tissues and organs. These early multicellular organisms were still very simple. They lived in water and relied on their environment for nutrients, but they laid the groundwork for more complex life forms to come. But they were the ancestors of all plants and animals on Earth today. From the simplest algae to the most complex mammals, all life forms can trace their lineage back to these early pioneers. Fish, insects, dinosaurs, humans, we all share a common ancestor in these early life forms. This common ancestry is a testament to the unity of life on Earth. Despite the incredible diversity of life, we are all connected by a shared evolutionary history. The journey from single cells to complex creatures was long. It spanned billions of years and involved countless changes and adaptations. Each step in this journey was a response to the challenges and opportunities presented by the environment. It took billions of years. The Earth itself changed dramatically during this time. Continents shifted, climates changed, and new habitats emerged. Life had to constantly adapt to these changes, leading to the incredible diversity we see today. But it shows the power of evolution. Evolution is a process driven by natural selection, where the best adapted individuals survive and reproduce. Over time, this leads to the development of new species and the incredible variety of life forms. It shows how life can change and adapt over time. From the simplest, single-celled organisms to the most complex animals, every life form is a product of this process. Evolution is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life. Evolution is a process of gradual change. It happens over long periods of time, with small changes accumulating to produce significant differences. This gradual process is what has allowed life to adapt to the ever-changing conditions on Earth. Every living thing is connected to this process. From the smallest bacteria to the largest whales, all life forms are part of the same evolutionary tree. This interconnectedness is a reminder of our shared origins and the common thread that runs through all life. We are all part of this incredible story. The story of life on Earth is one of constant change and adaptation. It is a story that continues to unfold with new species evolving and old ones disappearing. This ongoing process is a testament to the dynamic nature of life. Indeed, evolution is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of life. It shows how life can overcome challenges and thrive in a variety of environments. From the depths of the oceans to the highest mountains, life has found a way to survive and flourish. From single cells to complex organisms, every step in this journey has been crucial. Each stage of evolution has built upon the previous one, leading to the incredible diversity of life we see today. This journey is a testament to the power of evolution and the resilience of life. It's amazing to think about how interconnected all life forms are, sharing a common origin in these early, simple organisms. This interconnectedness is a reminder of our shared history and the incredible journey that life has taken on Earth. From the simplest single-celled organisms to the most complex animals, we are all part of the same story. A new branch on the tree of life, the rise of primates. Millions of years passed. New types of animals evolved. Among them were the primates. This group includes monkeys, apes, and humans. Primates share several characteristics. They have grasping hands and feet. They have forward-facing eyes. These adaptations help them live in trees. The first primates were small creatures. They lived in rainforests. They ate insects and fruit. Over time, different groups of primates evolved. Some stayed in the trees, others moved down to the ground. This move to the ground was a significant step in human evolution. It led to the development of new adaptations. These adaptations would eventually allow our ancestors to walk upright. Section 4, a fork in the road. Apes and the human lineage diverge. This moment in evolutionary history marks a pivotal point where our ancestors took a different path from those of our closest living relatives, the apes. Around 7 million years ago, a significant event occurred. This event was not a sudden change, but a gradual process that took place over thousands of generations. It was during this time that the evolutionary paths of our ancestors and those of chimpanzees and gorillas began to diverge. The ancestors of humans and the ancestors of chimpanzees and gorillas split. This divergence was driven by a combination of environmental changes and genetic mutations that favored different adaptations in each. This split led to two distinct lineages. One lineage continued to evolve into the great apes we are familiar with today, while the other took a different path that would eventually lead to the emergence of humans. One led to modern apes. These include species like chimpanzees, gorillas, and orangutans, each with their own unique adaptations and behaviors that have allowed them to thrive in their respective environments. The other led to humans. Our lineage, known as hominins, began to develop traits that would set us apart from other primates, such as bipedalism, larger brain sizes, and the use of tools. The common ancestor of humans and apes was not a chimpanzee. This ancestor lived in a time when the environment was changing, and it had to adapt to new challenges. It was a primate that no longer exists. This ancient primate had a mix of traits that would eventually be inherited by both humans and apes, but it was neither fully human nor fully ape. This common ancestor possessed traits shared by both lineages. For example, it likely had the ability to climb trees and walk on the ground, a trait that would be useful for both apes and early humans. After the split, the human lineage continued to evolve. Over millions of years, our ancestors developed new traits that would help them survive and thrive in a variety of environments. Natural selection favored individuals with traits suitable for a changing environment. This process of adaptation led to the development of new species, each with its own unique set of characteristics. These changes paved the way for the emergence of the first hominins. These early human ancestors began to exhibit traits that are distinctly human, such as walking upright and using tools. The story of human evolution is not a straight line, it's a branching tree. This tree represents the complex and intertwined history of our species, with many branches representing different evolutionary paths that were taken by our ancestors, and we are just one branch on that tree. Our branch represents the culmination of millions of years of evolution leading to the development of modern humans. But it is important to remember that we are just one part of a much larger story, a story that continues to unfold as we learn more about our past and our place in the natural world. Section 5. Walking toward the dawn of Australopithecus. One of the earliest groups of hominins was Australopithecus. Australo means southern, and Pithecus means ape. They lived in Africa between 4 and 2 million years ago. Australopithecus were different from their ape ancestors. They walked upright on 2 legs. This was a major adaptation. It freed their hands to use tools. One of the most famous Australopithecus fossils is Lucy. She was discovered in Ethiopia in 1974. Lucy's skeleton provided valuable information about early human evolution. Her remains confirmed that these early hominins walked upright. The evolution of bipedalism was a turning point. It set the stage for the development of other uniquely human traits.